Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. A US congressional commission has concluded that Pakistan achieved military success over India during the four-day conflict in May, marking the most significant escalation between the nuclear neighbours in more than 25 years. The report highlights China's decisive role, both as Pakistan's primary weapons supplier and as an actor that leveraged the conflict to test its newest military systems. The US-China Economic and Security Review Commission, in its annual report submitted to Congress, stated that Pakistan won a victory in the May 7th to 10th clashes. Meanwhile, the United States has confirmed the sale to Taiwan of an advanced missile system worth almost $700 million, which has been battle-tested in Ukraine. Its second weapons package in a week, bringing the total of $1 billion, and reaffirms support for Taipei. The National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System, Medium-Range Air Defense Solutions as they're called, are made by RTX and are a new weapon for Taiwan. The Pentagon said the company was given a firm, fixed-price contract for procurement of the NASAMS units, with work estimated to be completed in February 2031. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and will hold talks with US Army officials in Kyiv tomorrow. A senior Ukrainian official said Washington has discussed possible peace terms with Russia without Ukraine involved. The signals triggered the biggest jump in Ukrainian bond prices in months, even as Russian strikes killed 25 people overnight. Zelensky says ending the war remains his top priority. 19 people have been killed in a heavy overnight Russian missile and drone attack that struck an apartment building in the western Ukrainian city of Ternopil. Another 66 people have been wounded in the overnight strikes on Ukraine that targeted energy and transport infrastructure, forcing emergency power cuts in a number of regions in frigid temperatures. The upper floors of the residential building in Ternopil were torn away in the attack. Black smoke poured upwards, while an orange glow burned through the haze from a fire in the tower block. Britain's Defence Minister John Healey says military options are ready after Russian spy ship Yantar directed lasers at RAF pilots monitoring it near Scotland. Healey called the move deeply dangerous and said he has tightened the Navy's rules of engagement so the UK can shadow the vessel more closely as it edges along British waters. Meanwhile, Poland says it will deploy 10,000 soldiers to guard critical infrastructure, including railways, after last weekend's railway explosion. Warsaw blames Moscow for the blast, calling it a direct threat to national security. The defence minister says troops will begin reinforcing key sites immediately. US President Donald Trump has announced that he is designating Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally, and the two sides announced agreements on arms sales, civil nuclear cooperation, artificial intelligence, and critical minerals. The White House also announced that Trump has approved future deliveries of F-35 fighter jets, and the Saudis had agreed to purchase 300 American tanks. The sale of the stealth fighter jets to the kingdom, which has requested to buy 48 of the advanced aircraft, will mark the first US sale of the advanced fighter jets to Riyadh. The Republican-controlled US Congress has voted almost unanimously to force the release of Justice Department files on the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, an outcome President Donald Trump had fought for months before ending his opposition. 2 days after Trump's abrupt about-face, the House of Representatives passed the measure with a vote of 427 to 1, sending a resolution requiring the release of all unclassified records on Epstein to the Republican-majority Senate, which swiftly approved it. The bill could now go to Trump for his signature. An Israeli strike on the southern Lebanese city of Sidon has killed 13 people and wounded several others. The Israeli military claimed that it struck militants who it said were operating in a training compound in the crowded Ain al-Hilwa Palestinian refugee camp near Sidon. The military said the compound has been used by the Palestinian movement Hamas to carry out attacks against Israel. Hamas condemned the strike in a later statement. A fire has ripped through more than 170 buildings in a southern Japanese coastal city, burning overnight and still not fully extinguished. Around 175 residents of the Saganoseki district of Oita City fled to an emergency shelter after the blaze broke out. One person was still missing, while the cause of the fire was under investigation. Aerial footage from local broadcasters showed houses reduced to rubble and thick plumes of smoke rising from the hilly town, which overlooks a fishing harbour renowned for its premium Seki brand mackerel. A solid gold toilet that was made by the same controversial artist who duct-taped a banana to a wall has sold for a staggering $12.1 million at a Sotheby's auction. The £223 toilet, dubbed America by its provocative maker, is entirely made up of 18-carat gold and had a starting bid of $10 million, which matched the current pricing for the precious metal. The maker explained that the art, which functions just like a regular toilet and was even installed in Sotheby's New York headquarters for public viewing before the auction, is intended to satirize excessive wealth in the US. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.